tube shave fans, super curve honing fans, type 2 diabetes rescued by keto fans, and carnivore eating fans, the proper human diet. Bill here, this is my channel. I talk about stuff that I want to talk about. If you don't want to listen, turn me off. If you want to listen, sometimes I have interesting things that I try to entertain you with. Today it's going to be like the mountain man shave, another thing, and a tutorial on the use of honing with tape. I didn't put that in the picture anyhow. I'm using Sterling Mountain Man soap. I've had this a while, and I'm using the Sterling Big Bore brush, and whipped up a lather in the Scuttle from Steve Pottery, I guess that is. Woodland. It's on Etsy. I'll put it in the description if you want to get one of these. I like these. Okay. It's the Canucks' fault. That guy up there in Canada, he did this. I was so jealous of him getting hot shaves and his hot towels that I had to do this. And it's going to be hard to go back. I do my hot towels different. I got this thing. I roll the hot towel, put it up, and I put boiling water in here. Okay. And it stays pretty hot. This will be hot enough. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of there, coming out of there. Okay, but it's plenty hot. There's plenty other ways to do this. Okay, this has become something that I like. Okay, and it is kind of a treat. It does help with the shave. I have used the Peresso Rich Man's Pre-Shave. I'm sure that the hot towel takes some of that off, may drive some of it in, may have a tendency to prepare the beard somehow. There's all kinds of comments on what it actually does. Does it expand the pores? Does the hair actually, does the whisker actually become more hydrated? Water is key, I know, in cutting. I don't know, as I understand. Facial hair is not living. It's like your fingernail, the part that goes off. So anyhow, the hardware. Well, let me lather up first. Get some warm lather going here, and then I'll go with hoe. So why am I talking about mountain man straight shaving and honing with tape? A couple of reasons, just a couple of things that kind of came across on my interest in my feed. Find the soap looked a little bit fluffy, airy in the bowl, and feeling it. I like to actually feel the wetness of the lather. That's my determination. People have different determinations of what makes a good lather. I try to make sure that I'm feeling wetness on my face. And it doesn't take much. If you have too heavy a lather, what I find is that just adding a little bit of water on the brush and brushing it on the surface seems to change that. The shave tool for today, okay, and I know I'm a straight razor guy and I talk straight razors and all that kind of stuff, okay, but some of this came out where I saw some, and I'll get into it a little bit. What I'm using the, this is a shave head, okay, it is a Focus R21 Evo Evolution, okay. If you ever go looking for one of these, okay, you can find them on the internet, okay. eBay, Amazon, whatever. You want the R21. There is also like an R20, but you want the Evolution, which is the one that has this plastic piece in there. Okay. So what this plastic piece does, there's another one that's kind of like this, and then it's stainless steel and has a metal slider in there. The nice thing about this is it has, you can kind of see the edge blade guards on there. So it kind of recesses the blade a little bit. I placed an order for fear of missing out for some of my favorite. You should be able to shave with a shave head. If you learn that, you should be able to shave with any blade. Perfectly natural to develop your favorite. For me, the Gillette Silver Blue is the favorite. one of my mentors, it was his favorite, and I didn't find difference. Okay, Gillette Silver Blue, a lot of people don't like them because, let's see, I guess these don't have wax in them. They are double wrapped, okay? And you've seen a million guys do this, fold the thing over and do the snap of the blade. Okay, so these blades, you can get these blades at Italian Barber right now. He has these. These are the ones that are made in Petersburg. And you can get these for about $30 for 100, which makes it for, what 30 cents a blade or something like that. So a half of a DE blade is 15 cents. So 15 cents. When I was regularly testing these and playing with this, I would shave one of these for 5 days. Okay. Now that I don't shave with them quite as much, sometimes sitting them and not using them day to day, there's some corrosion that goes on. So this has like these little, let's see if I can get that into the camera, these little kind of pins up here that help register the blade into place. Okay, and then that just kind of folds and closes. And what you have is you have a blade that's kind of flush mounted. It's kind of recessed almost a little bit. And then it just kind of slides in there, it goes in there. Okay. This is I don't have a whole lot of double edge shavettes, but this one here is my favorite. I do like it with that particular blade. And where does this come in with the Mountain Man shave? I'll tell you as we go along. Let me get shaving here. Okay, so we're going to do some other stuff, and I'll get to that, where, you know, doing some testing with my stropping procedure on the curvy hones, the convex hones, super curve hones, as well as what I want to do. I've done some testing and some work with the lapping films, as originally the technique of using lapping films on a curved surface was pioneered by a friend of convex honing, a friend of the superior shave, and I call him the unknown honer because he does like his privacy. But it's a technique that I found that I like some things, and I want to pursue that a little bit more and maybe expand in a couple of different directions on that. So I'll keep you all posted on there. But what I'm looking for is something that can provide a way for somebody who wishes to enter into using straight razors that have been honed so that you have a hollowing of the bevel, which I like a little bit better. Other people like a little bit better. An easy way to do that without the investment in all the stuff that I've invested in, which is enough. And all I'll say is that Jared's been honing all of his razors going out of his shop with that method, and it's fast. It's fast. Okay, so shaving. Okay, I don't know how much. It's been a while since I shaved. So any shavette, any shaving tool. Okay, principles: slick soap, number 1. Number 2, sharp steel. Number 3, lowest angle. Number 4, lightest touch. And number 5, stretch the skin. That'll fall on anything you want to shave with, okay? And for this, I almost start kind of flat on my face and just slowly just rock it up till the blade comes in, so I'm starting a little above where my hairline is. And I'm going for a blade feel. And if you're too flat, you'll miss a little bit of hair, but you'll catch it on one of the other passes. A lot of people don't like double-edged shavettes. A lot of people have tried them in lieu of the expense of a straight razor, because you can get one of these for $20 or something like that. and they've tried it, and without without some of the experience, it's possible to cut yourself with one of these. These are sharp, pretty sharp blades, okay? It's very possible to cut yourself. I think less likely with this since it's recessed a little bit. However, never say never. So tape, there's been discussions all over the place on tape, honing with tape. I don't hone with tape for the simple reason that I have honed with tape. But since I finish on a curved strop after honing on a curved surface, I really need to, because I have tried taking the tape off and then going onto my strops, and I don't get the farthest out edge contact that I want. Coming off of a curved hone. Now, maybe coming off of a curved hone. Now, I shaped all my strops. I used to have them flat. That's where I started out at. And what I don't like is I don't like the feel of stropping on an abrasively charged balsa strop with tape on there, because the tape kind of can leave like little shit on residue and stuff like that on my strop, which I don't want there. Okay, if there's an abrasion, you can generally brush that and clean some of that off, but any goo from tape or whatever kind of remains. And if you actually abrade any of that vinyl, it has a tendency to gunk it up, whereas any vinyl that abrades off on your stone, you can clean that off a lot easier than you can your strop. So I don't use tape at all at any step in my thing. But I had a question from somebody who was interested in a newer guy who was interested in my opinion on the use of tape. And you turn on YouTube and you watch or read forums and people talk and tape and whatever. There's two reasons to tape a razor, okay? One, you want to protect the beauty of something on the spine. You want to protect the spine from wear of some sort and protect its beauty. That would be the number one reason for taping. The number two reason, I see that less than I do the other one, which would be you tape the spine of a razor and you pitch it up a little bit, so you're pitching it up to increase the angle on which you are sharpening. And both of those are valid reasons for using tape. And really, when you do one for whatever reason, you do both at the same time. Okay. So the discussion went, guy was learning to shave, and everybody knows who's learned to straight razor shave, open blade shave or whatever. There's a learning curve that takes a little bit more time, and you'll go along, and then things are starting to click and you'll start to feel more comfortable and understand things a little bit better. and maybe not necessarily care quite as much as what is the angle that I'm sharpening at, okay? Because there is a range, and you can hit on these ranges, and even on very obtuse angles, you can still get a reasonably good reasonably sharp shaving edge. It may not feel quite as good, but you can get them. You can get them. You know, you can make it. You've seen guys use hatchets and axes and all that kind of stuff in shaving. So I'm due for a blade showdown on this. That's a new batch of Gillette Silver Blues. My other one's is a couple of years old. I don't know when it was made or purchased. This particular one does not seem to be as smooth as I remembered the GSBs being. I'd have to do the side by side. Anyhow, and you can see I got a little bit of something there, and that's where I'm feeling it. Maybe there's some little bit of difference. I don't really know. I suppose it's always possible. To have blades that show up at opposite ends of a machining tolerance, if you will. So the tape issue came up. Guy had a razor that was honed by a reputable source. And that reputable source, since he's selling razors, it's his practice to always use tape. I guess he would hone without tape if you specifically asked him to. But there's a good reason for somebody who is selling razors to want to deliver that razor without any visible wear from the hone on the spine end. So use tape, and then you get into specifications. Well, how thick is the tape, and what does it do to the angle, and how does it affect the shave? All stuff that is way too intense for somebody who is learning to straight razor shave. Later on, those are more advanced things to understand, but in the beginning, and I am aware of the reputation of where this particular razor came from, and I've not heard any negatives. I've heard rather positives more than anything else. And while I have never shaved off of something honed by this individual, I have no reason to believe that he has not done his job. And honed it well. And that was the information that I shared. That really, it doesn't matter. If it comes from that guy and he uses tape, he uses it for a reason. Probably to maintain the beautification of the razor, a cosmetic thing. It'll shave. Okay, my opinion. So there's tape. Okay, but there's another thing came in really on the same day where I started thinking about that was one of the things I'm going to be working on is a couple of different Dovo razors. Okay, and Dovo has gone through evolutions recently. And they're not without their modern problems, and they're not without their historic problems. And that's a whole other thing, okay? But, so somewhere along the line, the thing came up and I got on the feed where there's a Dovo video. Came in hot there, might get some blood there. Was not the lowest angle, was not the lightest touch. It was a light touch. And when I say lowest angle, get on the lowest angle that you can still cut hair, and that's part of the learning process. But I came in a little bit hot there. And I did not stretch the skin. So, Dovo, and I don't know if it's Dovo Germany, Dovo USA, they've had Dovo Germany had a video of more recent razor making. And they showed a couple of guys crafting razors. And a couple of the younger ones, they got these big old beards. So it's like they got these big old beards. You don't shave with a straight razor, okay? And I'm not saying you have to shave with a straight razor to know how to craft one, because I still think that Dovo is one of the thinnest grinders in the business, okay? And if I can find it, I'll put the link to that particular Dovo video in there. You can watch it, it's informative. And there was one older guy that was clean shaven and probably a little more contemporary to my age. And if you ask me who I would want, he might have been, I cannot remember which piece of equipment he was running, but he's probably the guy that I would want to lean on to craft my razor. He probably never worked anywhere else in his life. He's there and he's pushing forward to his retirement, and he's practicing his craft as best he can. So, but, and that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, you know, but it's like, I'm pretty sure he's probably used a straight razor at some point in his life, since that's what he makes. Okay, so that blade right there, I gotta do a showdown. I do seem to think that there's a bit of a difference in the other batch of these that I got. Not a bad shave, but it's one of those things where that fool's pass, I know I can do better with a straight razor than this particular one here, although I have used the other blade and I thought that this one was a little bit better. So that's where that difference is coming in my mind. But anyhow, also on the Dovo thing, Dovo has some advertisements. Where they have a barber, a bearded barber, got a full big old beard. And this is why I'm talking about mountain man. So here's this mountain man barber. He's got his tattoos and he's got his his beard, and he's got his his bling on and stuff like that. Okay, and he's talking about Dovo razors. Okay, and his client is another guy with a big old beard. Okay, and he's demoing I don't know what it was, a nice looking Dovo razor, one of the more decorative, ornate ones. So he's doing that, and he's demoing the beauty of the razors and how gorgeous it looks. And his client is coming in, and his client has a beard, and he's shaving here, and he's shaving here. Okay, and I imagine if you wore a full beard, and I'll use the sterling eucalyptus mint from the Witches of Hazel. This is a minty type thing that does not have any, has a minty smell, kind of a little bit of a cooling effect, but there's no menthol in that. For those of that may have a problem with menthol. So, my thoughts ran to, okay, if you're a bearded guy, if you're the mountain man and you got this big old beard, and let's say you shave from, this little part of your face. Now, it might be different if you do ornate trimming within your beard. But if you're just cutting in this little bit here and then maybe shaving under here, and I would suspect if you have a full beard, it kind of grows down, okay, you could probably get away with an every other day shave under here with one pass, one up. And there's no reason, okay, if you want sharp, okay, rather than go buy stones and whatever, buy that fancy razor. If you ever hone it, put it on tape so it stays fancy. But if you ever really want to shave close, buy something like this. And Dovo makes shavettes. They're the ones who coined the term shavette. So you could do that. You could do that, and you could save yourself a lot of problems. And then you could be the baddest ass mountain man on the planet because you shave with a straight razor. And that's fine. That's fine. And then you can, all of your straight razors can be the showcase queens. Okay, you can, they won't have any homeware. By the way, I am using the Mountain Man from Sterling. This is a dupe of something Waters. From anything that says man on it is usually a dupe or an homage to a Creed thing. Silver Waters, Mountain Waters, I don't know what it is. It's one of the, I like it. Funny thing was I found on that one, hang on a second. Wanted to bring back my boar talc. I'm gonna buy some more of this. I'm gonna buy a big bottle. I like this enough that, for fear of missing out, due to regulations that on talc. And again, I got that at the Italian Barbers. Great place to go to buy stuff. And for my Canadian friends, I think it's a Canadian company, so they are, and I think they ship from the USA. So whether you're Canadian or US, the tariff war is not gonna play a part in the price you pay, and they are reasonable and reasonably well stocked, and they have a lot of good shaving products to support those that have shaving as a hobby. But the idea for me of having this fancy ass straight, if you want it, buy it. Okay, you know, you can go out and buy a couple $1,000 custom made razor if you want to show off. But my opinion, okay, the right blade in one of these, and I've used almost all of them, okay, the right blade in one of these tools, it's going to be really hard to, once your skills and your technique are in line with both a straight razor and this, use this correctly, and it should be really close that you should be satisfied, especially if you're only shaving a little triangle here and a little triangle here and a couple of swipes there. So this is Bill out. Was a board talc, all the other stuff I think I got. So I talked about tape. Use tape if you want to. Understand there's two reasons, and you put a piece of tape on, you're going to accomplish both of those tasks. You're going to increase the angle. You're going to protect the spine. Okay. Whatever you do, you should do that. Whatever you want to do. As for me, because of my style, I won't ever use tape. Okay. So this is Bill. I hope everybody has some great shaves. Hope I've entertained you maybe a little bit with the Mountain Man story, and poking a little bit of fun at the most abused razor maker currently in existence. They shouldn't be. They do have their problems. They could do better, and one of those things I think they could do better is not try and sell the sizzle of this fancy razor. You really could do a little bit more on the techniques of sharpening and shaving and that sort of thing. And that's a whole nother argument. And if you're a straight razor shaver, it's your job to figure out how you are going to sharpen that razor to your liking. And if your likings is like this, you should chase this. If whatever it is you chase, if it's a double-edged razor, whatever it is, you should be able to deliver yourself a top shelf straight razor shave. You should be able to figure out a way to do that somehow or another. And then what you might find is as I know a number of people, including myself, did, then going back to other things, then you found out these other things all improved, and some of these other things were actually a little bit harder to use and required you to refine your technique, actually even a little bit more so than is needed for a straight razor. So it's Bill out. Hope everybody has a great week. Take care. Bye.